Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale with Trainer Nick via voice for the first time ever. It's Pro Tips LAVALOON deck. I'm really excited about today's episode. I think you guys are really going to love it. We're going to get really in-depth play-by-play on a Lava Hound LAVALOON deck. Before we do, we're going to get to know Nick just a little bit beforehand. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Nick. Alright guys, so here I am joined by none other than Trainer Nick. Nick, what's going on, man? You've been on the channel a few times before, but never via voice. Happy to have you on, man.
Hey Ash, glad to be on the channel.
Sweet. Well, first, before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of the episode, I wanted to ask briefly a few, pro questions. First off, the question I ask everybody is, when did you discover that you were good at the game? When did you pick up the game, and when did you kind of get the sense that, hey, I'm pretty good at this?
Well, I started playing in beta, actually. I started two days after the game came out.
Nice.
I originally joined a clan with my friends because, well, I wasn't really competitive on stuff like SAC clans and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought just stay with friends, and if you're good, you're good. But I ended up playing for like a few months, and toward about mid-April-ish, I found this tournament called Super Magical Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And I started saying it. I played in it 1 week, and I found out that I was pretty good. And I noticed that a lot of the players that were at the top of the ladder were from Elite Gaming. So I thought if I trained with them, maybe I'll become one of them, become better and better. So I just barely had the personal best requirement, and I moved over to Elite Gaming and found I was very talented.
Nice, man. Well, I never even knew the story that led you to us, so that's pretty cool to hear. So you just saw people on the leaderboard, you happened to come over, and you've been with us for quite a while now, almost since the game came out. Like, was this like the first clan you came to afterwards?
Yeah, I think this was the first game. I've been here since, I would say, early May-ish. So.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, and the game came out in, I think, January of last year. So, yeah, it's been a while. Cool, man. Well, what I wanted to do today was do something a little bit different. You've been absolutely dominating with this LAVALOON deck.
Yeah.
And first off, I'll kind of set the table here. So what I want to do is something that I haven't done before, and honestly, not sure how it's going to go, but I know this is something that me personally, I could stand to benefit from a lot, and that is really almost doing a play-by-play, meaning why did you play the card when you played the card, and what was your decision-making process at that time? So I know me personally, sometimes I'll watch you guys, watch like really good players, I mean, and I'll be like, what do they do differently than I do? Why can't I finish first in all these tournaments, So I thought we kind of pick your brain at each and every move throughout one match and try to just get a feel for why you're making the plays that you're making. So before we do that, can you just talk a little bit about the deck in general? Tell us, your philosophy behind the deck, maybe just a brief synopsis.
Well, originally I created a Lava Hound deck with a miner instead of a balloon. And when I was playing in challenges, our teammate Gabe, he found a very good LAVALOON deck. So I switched out the balloon for the miner, and it turned out to work very well. I found out that it really punishes not having 2 or 3 counters to air. So basically the main idea of the deck is to get around the 2 or 3 counters that he has and just have the balloon dominate the tower.
Okay, so, and you can tell, you have Tombstone, you have Skeleton Army. Those are going to be your big defensive stoppers, especially with Elite Barbarians everywhere. Obviously, you have the Mega Minions as well. And then your big combo is Lava Hound Balloon. And this is actually very similar to the deck that you were absolutely wrecking with, you and Gabe, in the Electro Wizard challenge. So why did you remove the Electro Wizard?
Well, I just felt like the Electro Wizard, he was a bit too costly in the deck. Mm-hmm. Like, when I put him in with the balloon, it automatically made it so on defense, I couldn't defend as much, I couldn't keep a good cycle going. So I ended up swapping back in minions for the Electro Wizard.
Okay, great. So why don't we go ahead and start out the match. I'm going to pause it right away, the match that we're going to watch here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna press watch here and then pause. So I'm here at 3 minutes, and
Okay.
let's just go ahead and pause right at your starting hand at 259. And
Okay.
how do you feel about your starting hand? Now, Nick, guys, is at the top here. Trainer Nova is his other account, and he's going to go... so you have Tombstone, Mega Minion, Minion, and Zap, and you know that Skeleton Army is your next play. How happy are you with this starting hand?
With this specific starting hand, I'm not too happy. Mainly because I want to have... Like, the ideal situation is to have Tombstone ready, and you have Lava Hound or Balloon somewhere in early rotation. So when I see this rotation, I know I can either start off the Mega Minion in the back, or I can put the Tombstone in the middle.
Okay, great. So your perfect hand, you said, would have Lava Hound in it?
Yeah, Lava Hound, Tombstone, Mega Minion, and rather Skeleton Army or Minions would be ideal deck, or ideal.
Okay.
Starting here.
And forgive the million questions, but I just want to get your feel for everything. So, with a hand like this, a weak hand, do you prefer to wait and let your opponent make the first move, or do you really? Do you have no bias either way, whether it's a weak or a strong hand?
I always want to defend first off because I don't know if he has the barbarians that are going to punish me if I spend too much on trying to just get like a rotation going. So in most cases, I want to say so I get early elixir advantage, so that when I do have that Lava Hound in my rotation, that he's not facing a elixir disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're never gonna play the Lava Hound as the first card.
Well, it depends on the hand. Like if I have a very bad hand, which would be probably Fireball, Zap, Balloon, and Lava Hound, I'm kind of forced to do that. But if I just have a hand like that and I have no better option, I'm just going to place the Lava Hound down.
Okay, and also with me, sometimes if I want to play like a really risky card, like a Lava Hound or even like a Giant or something like that to start out a match, sometimes I'll wait for my opponent to make a play first, just to make sure they use some elixir behind their King Tower or something. Say they split archers, just so it leaves me a little bit less vulnerable. Is that something you do as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and press play, and we'll watch like, 10, 15 seconds or so, and I'll tell you to pause if I have another question.
Okay.
You can kind of talk us through things right now. So your first play, do you have any preference between Tombstone and Mega Minion here, or?
Most of the time I'm going to say Tombstone. And notice where I place it. I place it so it is closer to my right, because if I place it the same location except to the left, a Hog Rider can jump over the river and punish me on the other lane. But if I place it in this side, it will attract towards the Tombstone.
Okay, and you see that Hog Rider just got one hit on your tower, so nothing too bad there.
Yeah.
And let me just go ahead and pause right now at 220-ish or so. And so now that you have the Lava Hound in your hand, and now you have a really good hand. You have the Balloon coming up as your 5th card, and you really have a perfect hand. So what is your philosophy right now? They have a Musketeer facing off against your Mega Minion in the right. What's going through your mind?
Well, now that I see the Musketeer down, normally in most decks, the only two air defending cards are the Musketeer or the Mega Minion. So I know that the Mega Minion is going to get targeted by the Musketeer. He's going to go down. So I'm going to place the Lava Hound in the back, and I'm going to support him with the minions, so that the minions will kill the Musketeer under the protection of the Lava Hound.
Okay, so you're going to play the Lava Hound at the bridge right now, or way in the back?
I always place in the back, never place it at the bridge unless you're very desperate.
Okay, even in the double elixir time, you don't?
Yeah, for the most part. The only time I say on the bridge is it's like a last second overtime say that I need the Lava Hound to get to the tower quick before I get graveyard or something.
Okay, that's fine. The only reason I ask is that some players, not me or anything, not me, but some players who don't know what they're doing might place a Lava Hound right now near the bridge just so they don't lose the Mega Minion, if that makes, you know what I'm saying? And then place minions behind.
That's definitely one of the biggest problems I see with people using my deck. That's normally the first thing I tell them. Never place it at the bridge. Always wait, put it in the back, and put it in the back corner. Never put it behind the King's Tower, or else any defense in the middle will automatically draw in the Lava Hound.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and press play. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so here comes the Lava Hound. At this point, just kind of waiting for the opponent to make a play. They choose to play the Elixir Pump. So now it's going to be your Lava Hound facing off against a Musketeer.
Yeah, so now that I know he faced the Elixir sector, he's now down 6 Elixir. So if he's willing to do something like that, he has to have something cheap that can target my air. Normally that's going to be the Mega Minion, so I'm going to put the Balloon behind the Hound so that when the Mega Minion comes down, he targets the Hound and not the Balloon.
Okay. So far, so good. You take down the tower. That was pretty convincing there. And now I'm going to pause right here at around 130 or so. So defending with this deck, I mean, you're going to make it look really easy, but can you give us a little bit of a philosophy in terms of what you're really Okay, so when you play the Lava Hound, let's say the opponent tries to punish you really hard in the opposite lane or something like that. Are you relying just on the Tombstone Skeleton army? Say if they came in really heavy with the not three musketeers, with the elite barbs.
Normally I'm going to rely on those two. If I don't have Skeleton Army in hand, but only Tombstone, I'm going to face down minions. Same goes for the Skeleton Army. But normally I don't want to have just one in hand, because you'll see at 130 here, all I have is my Skeleton Army, so he zaps my whole Skeleton Army, so I'm forced to face down the Mega Minion, and he takes down my tower by about half.
Okay, well, let's watch that. I'm going to press play at 130, and yeah, you can see that you take a decent amount of damage there, but considering that you got his tower down, I guess it's all right. So now where's your mind at? I'll leave it playing for now, but where is, so now you know he has Hog, obviously, and you're getting up there in Elixir. You just took down his Elixir Pump. What are you trying to do at this point?
Well, at this point, I'm continuing to maintain offensive pressure. I know that if I put my Lava Hound in the other lane, that he would have to target it, but of course he pushes the other lane before I can do that. So now he has my tower down at about 641 in going into double Elixir. So once we hit double Elixir, that's where the deck shines. So I automatically put down the Lava Hound. He puts the Musketeer in the other lane. And now that I know the Musketeer is in the other lane...
I'm going to pause, by the way. I'm going to pause around 30 seconds because it's getting crazy here. Okay, so go on.
Okay, so I know the Musketeer is in the other lane. He doesn't have it in hand. He tries to support it with a Ice Golem, so I know he's preparing for a Hog push. I'm going to put down my Skeleton Army to counter the Musketeer, and it's going to do some damage to the Hog. In the other lane, however, I'm going to put down my Lava Hound, Balloon, and Mega Minion, as I'm supporting with the Minion Leader, because he has no air defense. And as you can see, I punched him hard, I got the full tower.
Yes, okay, so I'm going to press play again. So yeah, at this point, you're just coming at him with a lot here. I mean, you knew that he committed a lot of Elixir to take down your right tower there. So now, I mean, it's just a matter of you just punishing, and now there's not enough time on the clock. Now all you have to do is defend with 15 seconds left.
In most cases, I want to... sometimes I'll just let him take the tower, because that means he's going to give me a good Elixir advantage for the other lane, where I can absolutely punish him.
Okay, yeah, that was perfect, and good match there. Very well played. All right, man. So you know what? Let's do now. Let's go ahead and do another replay. This time, instead of pausing every 3 seconds, we'll just go ahead and watch it all the way through against the King of Iran. So I'm gonna go ahead and press watch, and whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and just watch it, and you can kind of talk me through your plays.
Okay.
Ready?
So, yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so you're going against a 3 Musketeer deck. Interesting. So this should be interesting to see how you do here. You're on the top again.
Yeah. So,
So,
Right now, in my opening hand, I have Lava Hound and Balloon.
mhm.
So I'm just going to start off with that because typically I don't have the like tombstone that I want in my hand. So I'm just going to start with Lava Hound. Now he
Okay.
stays down to pump, so I have a elixir advantage. So I place down the Balloon behind the Lava Hound.
And then he comes with a three musketeer. How do you feel about that? It's not that bad, right? Still get to his tower.
Yeah,
Oh, you came very close.
yeah. The problem there was I didn't have Fireball ready to like Fireball down to Musketeers.
Hmm.
But the Balloon death damage and the Fireball afterwards still took it down to 675.
Yeah, that was definitely really good. And then he re-ups with the pump again. So now that he has two pumps on the board, are you kind of worried, or how do you feel right now?
Yeah, at this point I know what deck is running because that's just the meta right now. So he's going. I know it probably has the Hog Rider Elite Barbarian deck, and right here he places down all three Musketeers
Wow.
in one lane.
He uses all three musketeers in one lane. That's a big no-no there. I wonder
Yeah,
why he did that.
yeah, he's probably new to the deck,
Yeah.
but right here I place down the minion to try to take out some of the Musketeers.
Hmm.
He will put down the Elite Barbarian to distract them, so I'm going to put down my Skeleton Army to beat the Elite Barbarians.
Yeah, and then you have the fireball back in rotation, so you're able to stop at least the three musketeers. Probably going to take some damage here by the Hog Rider, but considering he did have two pumps on the board, it could have been worse, right?
Yeah, he could have taken down my whole tower.
So when you know someone has elixir pumps and you don't, and you're a Lava Hound player, do you have any philosophy on that? Like, I always feel like hesitant dropping a big Lava Hound push or trying to get off a Lava Hound push, knowing that my opponent can defend with more elixir than I can attack with.
Yeah, the problem with this deck is trying to destroy Elixir Protectors.
Hmm.
Normally, the way I deal with them is I'm going to do a big push in that lane when he places down the elixir pump, because normally I can get the tower and the elixir pump afterwards. But
Oh,
if
okay.
I don't get the elixir pump, then he's probably going to have an elixir advantage on me, and that's just downhill from there.
Okay, so I'm going to pause with about 20 seconds left here. You just placed a Lava Hound, and can you just tell me briefly what you have a good advantage right now. There's only 576 HP on his right tower. What is your mindset right now? Are you trying to play defense, or what? Are you trying to get a big push going? What are you trying to do?
Well, I know that my tombstone is about to be in hand, so I placed down the Lava Hound so he can't place down his Mega Minion or his free Musketeers to use on offense. So that way, all we can use is his Ice Golem, his Elite Barbarians, and his Hog Rider, which I can defend with the tombstone until the Lava Hound and the Fireball take down the tower. So the Lava Hound, he goes in and he takes the tower down just enough so I can fireball it.
Okay, and do you have a rule of thumb on like how many hit points a tower has left before you A, rely on fireball cycling, and B, switch lanes if it's earlier in the match?
If it's early in the match, I just want one fireball down.
Okay.
So wherever the fireball double is, that's about where I would start pushing the other lane. If it's at tournament cap and it's the end of the match, I just want to get two fireballs off. About 450 health would be about where I want to do it. At ladder play, well, it is just for me because my fireball does 300 damage each, but around 600, 650 is where I would want to start fireballing down.
Okay, that makes great sense. So you're switching around 450 HP, so you can essentially take down the tower with two fireballs and 600 HP with max fireball in ladder play.
Yeah.
So thanks so much. I really enjoyed this format. I hope the viewers did too. I feel like I learned a lot about the deck, just kind of getting inside your mind on these decisions. So I wanted to thank you again for being so generous with your time and strategy. And is there a place that people can reach out to you, maybe to spectate your matches on Facebook or something, and to just, say hi to you on social media?
Yeah, they can check out my Twitter, which is trainer_Nick_EG, or they can check out my Facebook, which is just Trainer Nick.
All right, well, great, Trainer Nick. Thank you so much for coming on again, and we'll hopefully have you back on soon.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem, man. Take it easy. Alright guys, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I feel like I'm walking away from that conversation with a much more intimate knowledge on how to use a LAVALOON deck. Let me know what you think of this series. Would you like to see more pros on breaking down a match play-by-play in that fashion? So thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care guys.